Unheard of, but yes. Japanese sakura trees are blooming on Hawaii Island and on Oahu. It was a daunting task at first, yet two varieties of cherry blossoms, the Sendaya Sakura from Kochi and Oshima Sakura from Hachijojima, are actually blossoming in Hawaii. Renowned botanist and sakura specialist Dr. Tetsuo Koyama was tasked with consultation on planting Japanese cherry trees in Hawaii in 2011 by a group of sakura enthusiasts.
Since year 2012 makes a centennial anniversary of Japanese sakura in Washington, D.C., His Excellency Ambassador Fujisaki proposed that we should plant more Japanese flowering cherry trees in other states of the United States. Consul General Kamo at Honolulu wanted Hawaii state should also have Japanese flowering cherries planted.
The history of sakura trees in the U.S. goes back over 100 years when saplings were sent by the city of Tokyo as a gesture of goodwill and planted along the north bank of the tidal basin in Washington, D.C. Today, throngs of visitors gather to admire the beautiful pink blossoms during the spring season. On the occasion of the centennial anniversary of importing cherry trees to the U.S., efforts to bring trees to Hawaii began as early as 2011.
It is unthinkable that we can introduce Japanese cherries, which are essentially temperate, into subtropical Hawaii. I thought it's impossible.
It was a formidable undertaking to import the seeds to Hawaii, so the group called on then Governor Neil Abercrombie and the Director of Hawaii State Department of Agriculture, Russell Kokubun, to aid in facilitating the tedious paperwork needed to obtain approval from the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
They sent horticultural people into field to collect seeds. In Japan, collecting cherry seeds are very difficult because many Japanese birds really like to eat it. So our horticulturists put nets, all over candidate cherry trees so that the bird cannot eat the seeds.
8,000 seeds of Oshima and Sendaya Sakura were collected and sent to Hawaii. The survival rate was about 400 seeds, which yielded nearly the same amount of young plants. The first batch of 12 larger ones were planted at Church Row in Waimea on Hawaii Island. The germination and planting process are very time-consuming, and Dr. Koyama himself visited Hawaii Island a number of times to oversee the operation. Since there were still over 300 healthy trees left, a local sakura committee was formed, and some of the saplings were moved to Oahu.
Cherry seeds need a cold period to get germinated. So we collected the seeds in the field and we washed those seeds to take fresh out. And we kept those seeds in the refrigerator in the Makino Botanical Garden. We are watching these seeds almost every day. And then one day we found out one seed got out roots. So we said, okay, they are waking up. Okay, let's send this to Hawaii.
Trees were planted in high elevation areas on Oahu, and the sakura trees had to adapt to Hawaii's warm, tropical climate. Additionally, viewing locations had to be accessible to the public. The first trees were planted in 2011 and started blooming in 2014 on Hawaii Island and Oahu. In 2017, a Sakura Mori, who is a sakura care specialist, was flown to Hawaii to examine and prune trees that were taking shape. Seminars were held on Oahu and Hawaii Island, and the fruits of the labor of those who dared to grow seedlings were finally achieving success. From the Makino Botanical Garden in Kochi, where seeds were collected, to Hawaii Island, where 400 saplings survived, then onto Oahu, and along the way the tedious process of import clearance from the Department of Agriculture. Young trees were planted on Hawaii Island and on Oahu in Wahiawa, Waialua, Halawa, Aiea, Mililani, and in Manoa. It was a challenge indeed to have sakura trees acclimated to Hawaii's subtropical climate. With adequate research, Hawaii may be able to produce varieties of heat-tolerant Japanese sakura for the southern U.S., as well as warmer countries around the world.
We are now quite certain that the Japanese flowering cherries will flower in Hawaii, and always some has flowered. And actually, so many Japanese plant specialists are very surprised that cherry ever flowered in Hawaii, because this is quite unexpected.
The Hawaii Sakura Foundation was officially designated as a not-for-profit organization by the state of Hawaii in August 2017. Its main purpose is to introduce genuine Japanese cherry trees to Hawaii. The ultimate goal being the establishment of sakura promenades in Hawaii. The viewing of luxuriant sakura flowers is a unique Japanese experience and will hopefully enhance Hawaii's diverse cultural lifestyle. We kindly ask for your support to continue this tireless effort by the Hawaii Sakura Foundation.